Hello and welcome. I am Scrapperlock, and this is City of Villains on the Rebirth server. We are with Nightmare Lass, our level 43 Mastermind, who has 14 million XP earned, over 2 million to go to get to level 44, and our next superpower, which might be a dip into the leadership pool, or maybe some more of our dark mastery pool. We'll see. We only have powers at 44, 47, and 49 left. So we have 3 more powers, and I'm fairly sure I wasn't that excited about the other pool powers in the dark mastery, the Ghost Widow power set that gave us the resistance. That's awesome, but the rest of them I don't think, like their attacks and stuff, I think, and I'm not that interested in them. So I might go the leadership pool, although even more toggles for this character is going to start sucking endurance, so we'll see how that goes. But right now we're on a story arc, and we're level 43, so I don't have to worry about that right now. We're fighting the Knives of Artemis. I have upped the mission difficulty. Whoops, doesn't show it there, but okay. I have upped the mission difficulty to +1, which is going to be a pain with the knives, but we should be fine. Knives of Artemis made a great mistake when they decided to come after an Arachnos Fortunata. Now, note, Nightmare Lass, my emotions are not involved in this conflict in any way. Sure they're not. Emotions only get in the way of absolute virtues like loyalty, honor, and obedience. If I allowed myself to feel something for the Fortunata Nemosini, or for the now doomed Knives of Artemis, it is possible, just possible, that I might waver in my service to Arachnos, but I do not. I will exact vengeance against the Knives, not out of anger, but because I know that vengeance is the only possible response to their effrontery. Sure. So we're going to defeat all the Knives in this base. So there's going to be a lot of our minions running around trying to avoid the Caltrops. That's okay. We'll deal with it. We'll figure it out. So yeah, I got 3 toggles running right now. We really don't have to run stealth. It does very little for your defense, and it reduces aggro, but like with our minions running around chasing us, most of the time the aggro cannot be reduced very much anyway, and there's really no point. We do a lot of teleporting when we have to and that kind of thing, and when I really need to be hard to detect, I turn on invisibility, not stealth. So I'll think about maybe turning that off if we get another like leadership pool power, but we'll see what happens when we get to level 44. We're not there yet, and it's going to be a couple million XP, so it's going to be a while. We did this, the whole last episode we did was a single bead of XP, so that means, well, it won't be 10 episodes because once we finish this guy's story arcs, I will stop filming, but it's going to have to be, you know, at least another 10 play sessions worth, assuming each play session is about between 30 and 60 minutes, averaging about 40, 45. So they're, you know, well, 9 more sessions, so they're, you know, it's a good 6 hours, I would estimate, of play. So it's not going to be immediate. It's going to be, you know, a week or 2 before we get to level 44. Given the way timing is right now, it's mid-December, might be till after Christmas, you know, depending on whether I have time. I don't have a lot to do because I'm not going home for Christmas this year, thanks to, well, not going home isn't the right word. I live home. I'm not going to my sister and mom over Christmas because of, you know, the pandemic. My mom is in an assisted living facility that does not allow anybody to visit, so you can like wave at her through the window, but you can't actually go inside and visit her, can't bring her Christmas presents, any of that stuff. So I don't know how much I'd be missing. I'm going to miss my nephews opening their Christmas presents and that sort of thing, but I guess I'm just going to have to live with that one. I think about my uncle, who was my mom's brother. I don't think he ever spent Christmas with us. He sent us toys, you know, awesome toys. He was great. He would send these giant boxes full of awesome stuff, and with a big magic marker message on it: "Do not open till Xmas." And it would usually come around this time of year, you know, mid-December, you know, 15th, 18th. And my mom would put it, I don't know if she was just keeping it out of the way or trying to torture us, but she would put this giant cardboard box that had been sent up by, I don't know, UPS or whatever they had back in, you know, 1979. She would take this huge cardboard box and stick it at the bottom of the stairs in our hallway. I think mostly to keep it out of the way, but that meant every time we went up and down the stairs, we had this box that said, "Do not open till Christmas," staring us in the face, and we knew that box was from my uncle, who was an awesome gift giver and always gave us cool stuff. And so they would drive us nuts. And then what my mom would do to just let us get some of it out of our systems is she would let us open my aunt and uncle's presents from that box. She would let us open them on Christmas Eve. We'd usually, go to church at, I don't know, 7 o'clock at night or something. We'd come home and she'd say, okay, we'd have some cake and coffee or whatever, and the adults would have the coffee. We usually didn't. We'd drink milk. And my mom would say, okay, you want to open your uncle's presents now? We're like, yes. It gets us some presents and kind of gets it out of our system. And then we're able to survive until the next morning when we can open all the really cool presents from everybody else and Santa Claus and so on and so forth. So, he was never there, but we still enjoyed his presence, and then he would call us up in the afternoon on that day, and we would, thank him for his presence and wish Merry Christmas and all that. So, I guess my nephews are going to experience that. I've already sent my sister all the presents for them. I feel bad that I actually spent more money on my sister this year. I got her a new Kindle because her old Nook died, and I sent it straight to her from Best Buy. They got it before Thanksgiving. I don't know if she's opened it. I don't think so. I put a little card in it that said, I had them put a little card in it that said, do not open till Christmas, but I don't know if she opened it or not. I don't think so, though, because I suspect she would have said something. She asked, actually, for just a cheap one, whatever the most inexpensive one is, and I got her a top-of-the-line HD one, because I know that her kids kind of commandeer, with schoolwork and everything, they commandeer the laptop, which is the only computer they have. And so she does a lot of her emailing and whatever other work she has using her tablet, or she did until her Nook died. And so she should have a good one if that's the only kind of computer that she really gets to use most of the time. And I think my brother-in-law also uses it, because when he's not on the computer, he's always on his little tiny phone, which is not a very good phone. So yeah, hopefully those guys will appreciate that. But then with the kids, usually I spend more money on the kids, right, because they're kids. But this year, the couple things that she told me they wanted weren't very expensive. So I bought the one boy, I feel like it's all violence. I bought the one boy a Nerf rifle, because his brother has one, and he really got one last year for Christmas, and he really, really wants one. And he saw this cool one in Walmart, I guess. It was the only place I could buy it. It was a Walmart, some sort of a Walmart exclusive Nerf rifle. And so he really wanted that. I'm like, okay, well, that's what my sister told me to get him, so I guess they don't mind him having guns. And my brother-in-law bought the other kid a rifle last year, so... So I know some parents don't like their kids having, weapons and stuff, but my sister doesn't mind. So, and I had tons of guns when I was a kid, which is why she probably doesn't mind, because, we had them growing up, and it didn't turn us into, violent criminals or anything. But yeah, the other kid, what he wanted doesn't exist. And I don't want to get into the details. It's like, well, if you could get him something like this, that we can't find, and he doesn't know where to find it, but he would kind of like it if it existed. Well, it doesn't exist. So I ended up getting him, I saw somewhere, I can't remember where, a laser tag game. It's 2 guns. I figured he and his brother could play it. You put a little thing on your chest, and then you shoot at each other, and it lights up when you hit, and, scores points, and you can reset it and play a game. And instead of the old way when I was a kid, bang, bang, I shot you, no you didn't, I shot you. In this case, the little device tells you whether you got shot or not, which is pretty cool. And it's all, even though they call it laser tag, it's all infrared, so it's not dangerous. You can't hurt their eyes or anything like that. So, yeah, I got them those, and then the one boy, the one kid has his birthday in January. So I usually get him a birthday present that I give him on New Year's, right before I leave to come back home. And then the other kid has his birthday in the summer, and I usually, when I visit them in the summers, I get him a present. So this summer I didn't go up because, pandemic, and we got a boss here, but I think we're all right. I will reduce her power, and I'm going to give myself some Mez defense. I don't know that we need any other buffs just to fight a regular boss. Although they're all running away. Is it because of the caltrops? I guess it is. So anyway, I told this summer kid, when I couldn't come up there, I called him on his birthday, and I said, I owe you a present. And so I know he's not going to forget that. And so I said, all right, well, I'll buy each of them like a big thing for their Christmas presents, and I'll buy them each a small thing for their birthday. So the older boy, my sister said, wants a Hess truck. I'm like, that seems weird to me because I bought him a Hess truck every year from the time he was like 3, and he loved them. And then a couple years ago when he was like 9 or 10, he's now about to be 12, so he's like 10. I guess he's 11 now. He's about to turn 11. I guess he was about to turn 10. He was like 9, but he was like a week away from turning 10. I got him a Hess truck, and the little kid played with it, but he didn't really seem to play with it. So I thought, are you sure he... I mean, these things are pretty expensive when it comes to, like, trucks and cars. I don't mind getting it for him. They're really nice. And when I was a kid, I collected them. I loved them. I started getting Hess trucks when I was about 8 or 9, and I absolutely loved them. She said, yeah, I think he would like it. And I'm like, all right, well, it seems a little old, but okay, I'll get it for him. We're being ambushed here. So that had to be sent directly. So I said, all right, Hess truck for his birthday. The other little boy likes to draw, so I got him like a really nice sketchbook and some drawing pencils and other erasers and stuff. So and I had that all sent to them. So they've got each got a birthday present and a Christmas present. And frankly, it's not as much as I normally get them when I'm like driving up, because I'll see stuff in the store as I'm shopping and say, oh, I'll pick that up for the kids too. I would like to get them board games, but according to my sister, they really don't play a lot of board games, which I find kind of strange because we used to love those when I was a kid. But I think kids nowadays want to play computer games like this, and they don't want to play board games. And one of the things I actually wanted to do very much was get the D&D Essentials kit for the older boy and teach him how to play Dungeons & Dragons. But I'm not sure if he'd even want to do that, because according to my sister, he likes more realistic things and not fantastical things. Like you can't get him interested in something like Harry Potter or The Hobbit because he doesn't like fantasy. And when he was little, he loved superheroes, but I don't think he really cares about superheroes right now either. He does like Star Wars, but other than that, he doesn't seem to like fantastical things. So I don't even know if he would like D&D. I'm very hesitant to get it for him and just give it to him. I don't want him learning it on his own. I would like to teach it to him. And my sister doesn't know it. It's not like she could teach it to him. So, I was kind of hoping that I could get it for him and then teach him and some of his friends how to play it. But of course, with the pandemic, his friends can't come over, right? So I guess we're going to put that on the back burner for now. But I would really be very, very unhappy if neither of my nephews became interested in role-playing games. That would suck. I mean, what I really am hoping is that I can get them both interested in role-playing games, and as they get older, I can run games for them. And when I visit, like each time I go visit, we can do another adventure or something. We start at first level, and we have like a first level adventure when I visit them, and then they maybe get to second or third level. I don't know, Lost Mine of Fandel or something. They get to third or fourth level, and then okay, guys, that's it for the summer. And then when I come back for Thanksgiving, we play a short adventure, and then when I come back for Christmas, we play another adventure, and then when I come back next summer, we play another adventure, and eventually they're like 10th level and they're fighting Tiamat and stuff like that. That'd be super cool, but yeah, I don't know if they're going to want to do it, and I don't know. So anyway, not going anywhere for Christmas, which means I shouldn't have a dramatically reduced gaming schedule for video games and stuff. Probably won't be doing any of this on Christmas Day itself, although I might in the morning or something. But I'm sure I'm going to be doing a lot of phone calls and Zoom chats and things like that with family, since everybody's kind of isolated this year, and I pulled the microphone cord out again. So the reason this happens is it's a very long cord, and I was moving my feet, and my foot just was, I don't know, my ankle kind of caught the cord, and it just yanks it right out. And it's a USB dongle with a regular jack connecting it, and it's just super easy to pull out. What I need to do probably is get duct tape or something and just tape it in there so that it can't be pulled out. Alright, so that's the reward merit, so that's the end of the story arc. Not much of a story arc, just go beat up Knives of Artemis. Bit of a shame. You did the deed, Nightmare Lass. You eliminated the knives, who were brave enough to stand against Arachnos. But by doing this, you have put fear into the world. That fear will spread and grow, touching everyone in the Rogue Isles. And soon, everyone in Paragon City. They will know that opposing Arachnos carries terrible consequences, and thus they will bow to our might. I don't know if he's going to give us another story arc, but let's give it a try. He says, you have punished the Knives of Artemis, who were responsible for the assault on Arachnos, so you are familiar with my methods. I will allow no one to interfere with Arachnos without paying in blood. As it happens, I have more punishment to exact today, this time against an elite corps of operatives within the Malta group. They call themselves the Scorpion Gang, and they perpetrated the most vile crime. You, Nightmare Lass, will track them down and see to it that they are in no position to threaten Arachnos again. So this is another story arc. So we'll keep doing this guy's story arcs until we're done with them, and at that point, I will stop recording until level 44. So I sense, given the length of these story arcs, perhaps another 2 to 3 episodes after this in our future at level 43, and then we will go to level 44. I think it's reasonable to do 3 or 4 episodes per level, and a couple short story arcs. I think, although from a gameplay perspective, I'm actually a fan of the slightly longer. I don't like the super long story arcs that go on forever, but ones that are like 6 or 7 parts, 8 parts, and give you a nice chunky story, I tend to prefer more than the little 2 or 3 parts. Just go beat up these guys and capture somebody and end of story. But I think for the purposes of these recordings, I think that they're actually quite efficient. Speaking of recordings, I think I'm gonna need to start thinking about what we do when we're done with this character's playthrough. I'm not sure that there's any need to do any more posting of recordings of gameplay video of City of Heroes at this point. We have the full entire career of Tiger Strike. We will have the full entire career of Nightmare Lass, and we have as much of the entire career to the upper levels. I think I might have just gotten to 50 at the point where we were banned from recording things on Homecoming. So although I'm going to continue playing City of Heroes, I'm not entirely sure recording it is warranted. I'm going to be going back to Paragon City. I've pretty much recorded every story arc at least once, and many of them twice, with my with my 2 main heroes, right, Tiger Strike and Silver Phoenix. One on Rebirth and one on Homecoming, so you can see the differences between the 2 servers easily. So, I don't know. I'm not sure that it's the best use of any of our times, yours watching or me recording, to keep recording City of Heroes play through. House Flipper, we're getting fairly close to the end of that. I have a couple of unposted videos. I'm working on moving my house to my personal house to a 2-floor house, and then maybe we want to make sure we don't see any sappers down there. Oh, did I miss somebody? That's a gunslinger. It's okay. So I think that thing is coming to a close. I mean, not right away, but there's maybe another 10 episodes of that to go. There are maybe another, there's probably another 20 or so episodes of this. But I think realistically in a couple months, both this game and House Flipper will be complete. Or at least this character's playthrough, right, and House Flipper will be complete. And then the question becomes, what, if anything, do we do next? Maybe we don't do anything next. Maybe that's the end of it and I stop doing Let's Plays. Maybe we record something else. Remember, I had wanted to do XCOM. Can't do that because of some bugs and incompatibilities with modern hardware, software, that I guess there are workarounds for, but I don't want to play it badly enough to deal with the workarounds. Like, I'd like to play it, but not that badly. I mean, there's Ark, but I feel like dealing with all of the mods in Ark is going to be a huge hassle. And I'm not playing on modded Ark because I'm not doing PvP. I'm not running a full-time server. I'm not doing that. So we're gonna have to mod it. I don't know what the Structures Plus situation is. The guy who originally did it bailed on it, and they incorporated some, but not enough, for my satisfaction, of the Structures Plus into the main game. And so then he just judged that they had enough of it in there that he didn't need to keep maintaining S Plus. I think somebody else took it over. There are some indications on Steam that there are some issues with it. I had some issues with it right as he was... Oh, we're being held here. Right as he was getting ready to stop, a bunch of people were posting issues that had to do with like the structures disappearing and stuff, and he just got really mad. He was convinced it was user error. We weren't giving structures long enough to load. I'm convinced it wasn't user error, but it made him aggravated enough that he was like, I'm done. And so I don't know what the state of that is right now. I don't know what sorts of changes the developers have made to Ark. So it's the kind of thing where I would have to like actually do some very serious playing of it just to test things out and determine whether I wanted to actually do a playthrough of it. I'm not sure how far I would want to go with it. Ark is, I mean, if you want to go to the end of Ark, it's a very long game with multiple maps, multiple expansions, from the island to, what is it, the desert, right? I can't remember the name of it, but Scorched Earth or whatever it's called, to the radiation one, I can't remember what it's called, Aberration, to Extinction or something. There's like 4 or 5 of them, and what you're supposed to do is go through each map in order with your guild, right, and with your pets, and slowly conquer each thing. And at the end of it, you get to like a teleporter that allows you into the next section, and you have to fight your way through. And I don't think it's very easy without doing some major tweaking and making it massively easier to... I don't think it's really even possible without major tweaking. Kill the sapper, hurry up. I don't think it's even possible without major tweaking to solo that. So, because Ark was never meant to be solo. I mean, you can do it, but it wasn't meant to be. It was meant to be played as a group against other groups, and so you're basically, you have to heavily mod it, and you have to use a lot of the mods. It's just not possible. And the main issue with Ark has always been the massive bug that's utterly game breaking. It is literally and completely game breaking. That the resources after you harvest them that are supposed to respawn under many conditions don't when you're playing solo on your own computer. You can very easily break the nodes so that they never come back, and you have to basically delete the map and start over. And there are workarounds, but the workarounds are a huge pain in the neck, and I don't know that I want to deal with them either. Let's hope we don't over aggro here, but we can't teleport this guy, so a red lieutenant, I'm not gonna hit him. Looks like there's another lieutenant over here. Yeah, well, we're alright. We can fight 2 of them. Oh, was that a boss? Oh, Sapro, that's really bad. Let's hit break free and we get rid of the hold, and I'll put on my mez protection. One of the things I've done, guys, I didn't mention this, is I did not realize that the option existed in this game, in Rebirth. Will you hit? What are you doing? Are you guys all stunned? Are you choking? Let me give him some meds defense. I did not realize that the option existed in Rebirth that exists in Homecoming to put the timers, to actually have a countdown timer on your bar. I did not know that. I thought the countdown timer was something that... look at the size of this spawn. Oh, it's just 4 guys. I thought it was something they added to Homecoming, but maybe not. Or maybe the Rebirth guys liked it and took it from them. Oh, man. Yeah, I didn't want to be that close to them when I hit the... I'm going to have to get used to dealing with sappers with this character. What you want to do is not be anywhere near your friggin' minions, because they throw this AoE endurance drain, and sure enough, it hit me too, because I was too close. So... you just have to be smart enough to be like over here when you order the attack, and I did it the first time, I think, but not this time. So we're alright. Our endurance will come back. going to get rid of these healths. We don't need them. I can heal my minions really well, so... and they heal each other too. What's his name? Mo or Larry, one of them heals, so... You guys can just sit here for a second, recover your endurance. So yeah, I mean, Arc is certainly something from the perspective of an enjoyable game that would probably be fun to do online, in the sense that people could do things like help me pick out a place for our base, talk to me about, you know, like what we're going to do with our base and that kind of thing, how we would design it. What's going on here? Oh, I'm stunned. Yeah, it always amazes me how long the mezzes last when the enemy hits me with them, given how short they last when I have them as a scrapper or something and I'm laying out a stun or something like that. It like my last 3 seconds, theirs seems to last like 30 seconds. I guess they have theirs enhanced for duration. So we need to defeat Armor Tail. Armor Tail, that's the guy's name? Weird. That's a strange name. Usually the devs of this game make up good names, but Armor Tail? That's very weird. Alright, now we're going to hit the other guy. Okay, so this is going to be ugly. The operations engineers, are they the ones that summon turrets? I can't remember. I guess we'll find out. I think it's the tactical engineers. I can't remember now. That's really a shame. It's been so long since I fought Malta. I can't remember which guys summon the blaster, the auto turrets. Oh boy, a sapper. Okay, so we definitely don't want to be anywhere near my minions when they attack. So I'm going to have them stay over here. Right? And then when I attack, when I order the attack, I'm not going to be anywhere near them. Let's first go ahead and use our buffs, since this will be probably our final battle in this mission. And now you guys are going to attack the sapper. And see, I'm nowhere near them, so when he throws out his AoE, if he does... Okay, so now we can hit this. And then get the heck away. Attack, 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 attack. Yeah, I'm trying not to be near you guys. I mean, I'll come in and heal, but then I'm backing off, because he's firing AoEs. Yeah, I rather like individual heal and let them... Now, they don't get the benefit of my aura when we do that, but... Are we getting ambushed? Get Nightmare Lass? Yeah, I don't think so. What do we have for a clue? He said, Deus may think he's got the Scorpion gang on the run, but he'll never take down all of us. Okay. Out we go. Yeah, I like fighting Malta. It's a pretty good challenge. You have to like be cognizant of who you're fighting, because some of them are the ones I can't remember put down auto turrets. Some of them are sappers. The bosses have some nasty AoE, so you have to be pretty cognizant of who you're fighting. We got about a half hour done, so I think we're going to stop there, and we are full up on salvage and enhancements. One of the nice things, the Elite Quartermaster, I believe, gives full price for everything. And you know what? If he doesn't, I don't give a damn at this point. I'm not going to go all over the place looking for shops. It's just not worth it. That's one of the QOL changes that when I saw it on Homecoming, I wasn't sure I liked it. After I got used to it and then came back here, I'm like, oh, cool, the shops are different. You know, like not only do you have to go to different shops to buy enhancements, you have to go to different ones to sell for top price. But after doing like 2 playthroughs of it, I really think the Homecoming way is better, so that I can just sell everything in one place. It's really annoying to have to go from shop to shop to shop and waste 15 minutes just to sell enhancements. So, anyway, I think we're done for today. We will continue with the Arbiter's story arc. Let's actually talk to him. He says Armigel was an important part of the Scorpion gang, but he was only one man. There are still two you must take down. So this is going to probably be another three-part story arc, and we'll see how it goes and whether there's another mission from him after we take these two down. So we could have one more episode. We could have a couple. We'll see what happens. Until next time, I am Scrapperlock, and this has been City of Villains on the Rebirth server.